I was approached by Leo and Katie to score The Will to Fly. What Lydia does, and being an Olympic sport and such a dramatic sport, we knew we needed a pretty big score. The stakes are so high, and the music really needed to reflect that. So effectively, we were scoring an action film with a huge human element. So we wanted the full orchestra supplemented by electronics, guitars, piano, and bringing in the right solo instruments at the right times. What struck me when I first watched the film was the strength of Lydia as a character and her determination, what she has to overcome to do what she does on a day-to-day level and also on the actual event level. And I thought that it was really important that we got a theme that encapsulated who she was, because that was the story. When I sat down to think about what musically was the film, I thought the theme really needed to be what tied it all together, because the story travels through numerous continents, travels across a large period of time, and I think the theme is the one thing that helps bring us as a viewer through the film and just connects us with what really is important with the film, which is Lydia's story. So for Lydia's theme, harmonically, I wanted a moving chord progression that would sort of build up tension. And we start off in A minor, but we end up resolving in A major, so we get a really strong, powerful finish. Wanted the tension between the minor and the major to reflect the journey that Lydia is on. And then it was just a matter of coming up with the melody that really brought that home and that would state it in a strong but simple way.
Twisting triple somersault. It has never been performed in competition by women before.
The whole thing she's ever wanted to do was jump like a man. We've heard her say that 1,000 times.
Even though she is in control of what she's doing, we're not. She has not told us about the new trick, so... Yeah, from me, because knowing me, time always knows.
I wasn't going to play it safe. It was important for me to go in and do this quad twisting triple somersault and leave my mark, on the sport forever.
Yeah, so for instrumentation, we decided that for those key moments where it was about her emotional journey, we decided to bring in the cello to state the main theme, where previously we'd been using the piano and the brass to state it, and sometimes electronics. As she wins her gold medal in Vancouver and as she completes her final jump in Sochi, the cello comes in centre stage to state the theme and really connect us with her journey. The cello is this beautiful instrument that can be very evocative and emotional, but also very strong and powerful. It sits in that range that has so much body and weight to it. So we thought it was the perfect instrument to get across the theme and that was true to Lydia's character as a strong, powerful, but warm and emotional human being. There's a big section of the film as she is getting ready for the Sochi Olympics, where she's training in Finland, and there's this beautiful, surreal scenery.
And Ruka's way up north, and it's got snow for more than 6 months of the year. Not much daylight, but lots of snow.
Even though it's very cold and it's full of snow, in some ways it felt to me like the desert, how life would really struggle to exist in that kind of harsh environment. Some of the sounds I wanted were icy guitars and electronics that were not cold as in devoid of emotion, but that tonally reflected the environment they were in, the harshness of it. And Lydia's there fighting against nature in a way that she has to do this amazingly difficult thing, which is fly down a slope, launch meters up into the air, twist and turn and land without hurting yourself. But now things are different. She's coming back to do this really dangerous thing as a mum, and now the stakes for her are even higher because it's not just herself that's on the line if something happens to her. It was a really interesting time to score that part of the film. We're really trying to musically reflect the kind of the tension inside of her as she steels herself to do what she did once before very naturally. There's an archetype in film music, if you look at westerns, where you have the hero travelling by himself in the middle of nowhere, and there's this real sense of isolation. And the hero has to fight against nature as well as the people that are in the story. I think what the isolation of the environment really reflects is what's actually going on in your mind, because the mental demons you have to battle to get yourself ready to do that type of thing is probably what was most important about that part of the story. This is a modern film score, so it's a real collection, a hybrid collection of instruments, both acoustic and electronic. So when we decided we wanted to go orchestral, it was really breaking down to what was important to us and what was really going to get across the power of those scenes. We recorded a lot of acoustic drums and big drums in the studio. And we also recorded a 12-piece brass section to really bring home the drama and the power of those Olympic events. So we get to the end of the film, and the stakes are incredibly high, the tension's ramping up, and the drama. And we have this really extended sequence that goes through all the heats, where she injures her knee, and then into the finals, before we get to the last jump, which will decide who gets the gold medal. The journey through the heats and the finals to her final jump to decide who wins the gold is this incredible roller coaster of emotion and stress and drama. It's almost like a microcosm of the whole film itself. The sound of horns and brass is very closely associated with the Olympics, and the Olympic fanfare is used at the start of every Olympic Games. As soon as you think Olympic Games, you think of that gladiatorial atmosphere, the cauldron of the stadium, and these elite athletes in the pinnacle of their sport.
5th Olympic Games, a veteran, twice an Olympic silver medal, 3 times a world champion, absolutely extraordinary.
So musically, we're drawing on some of the themes that we've already established in the competition phases. I think that the brass is great because it's very heroic and it can symbolise the success of winning, but it can also, it's a great instrument to get across the danger of the events and how perilous it is competing in this sport. Musically, I really wanted to ride those waves of emotion and drama with Lydia, so we're really carried through her till we get to that final jump where there's a pause as she reflects before she goes on that jump. And from there, that's when we bring home the main theme, and that just brings home the whole film and her journey.